of culture, and it's like, I mean, it's not that hard. Do something with your team outside of work that they feel like they're a part of, and that's impacting other people's lives, and tell them to bring not just them but bring their kids, their family.
Listen, we had people from our Delaware office
Mm-hmm.
drive up and bring their kids. You know, what is that, 3.5-hour drive?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Jim came up. Victoria brought her kids up. Pete McKendrick. Yeah, Brett came up.
Yeah. Pete McKendrick is here with his wife and 3 boys, and
we'll
they are
him on.
over there hustling.
Yeah, they are. Pete McKendrick was roofer. He came down. Big shout out to him. Mike Ippy. Big shout out to Pastor Joel. Dawn.
I see Chris over there. I see Tyler.
Everyone's
Dave.
here. Everyone's here except for our Carolina location, but they're kicking ass, taking names down there with their own functions for the community and giving back.
You want to let Joel come on in here?
Sure.
All right.
You can stay on if you want. We can get him in here.
Okay. Joel.
Pastor Joel.
I guess he can't hear us. That's a special hat he has on.
You want to get in here? Yeah, come on in. Keep your hat on. I love it.
Switching it around.
That way we can hear each other.
All right, I got my hat on.
Pastor Joel, that's something.
That's a special hat.
It's pretty fabulous.
Special.
I'm a lion.
Oh, is that what it is, the lion?
I think so.
Okay.
Do you roar?
I love it.
I do roar.
I'm a Leo, so
Yeah.
that's why I like it so much. I love it.
Uh-oh, I'm not loud enough? Oh my gosh.
Is that the first time
Nobody's
you
ever
heard that?
told me that before. I'm going to take my lion off because my headphones are fine. We'll put him right here.
There you go.
Yeah. Now we're perfect.
Cool.
Got it. Awesome. Oh, I hear myself more now.
That's better. So, Pastor Joel, tell us what's going on here today.
Me tell you what's going on. And you guys are the ones who do all the work.
No, sir.
My gosh, this is awesome. So we got TC backers here with a bunch of their employees, friends, family. Last I checked, we were like close to 400 meals, but it's been a little while already. So I'm sure we're a little higher than that now. And it's just absolutely amazing because the line's just continuing to go. And there's people from all over the place. A lot of people that are able to come together and hang out and get a nice meal. And we got volunteers in the church that are picking the extra chicken off the bones that the carvers couldn't quite get. And we're going to freeze those in some bags. And then we're going to be able to do a soup dinner at some point. Yeah. So
that's fantastic.
Our music minister, Matt, he's got an amazing chicken corn soup. So we'll just say it's a turkey corn soup. And
yeah,
we'll do that. So this will replicate into another feeding event at some point, and we'll get that together. And Belmont Bean's here. Big thank you to Jason, and Corinne is here as well from Belmont Bean. They're making sure everybody's got the coffee they need for that. And we got volunteers in there helping to sort through our clothing donations. Our clothing room is open, so people are getting some clothes, jackets, Advantage programs here. They got some of the kids that are helping to do some of the picking of the turkey. They got they're handing out hats, which is where I got my lion hat. One of my parishioners said I should wear this on Sunday, so I might. We'll see.
I love it. I love it. So why don't you tell our viewers like what it is that you do and where we're at and all that good stuff, and maybe how this got started.
Well, I mean,
what you do, how that got started. Yeah.
Oh, well,
because this we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you originally. So let's give you a plug and let everyone know what it is that you do.
Yeah. Well, we're a congregation here on the west end of York, here in the city, the corner of West Market and Penn Street, right next to the Penn Street Market, and Union Lutheran Church. We're a congregation that strives to be in the community and of the community. We want to make sure everybody knows that it's not just that you're welcome here. We want to include you. You want to be part of what we do, who we are, because it's together that we are stronger. Everybody's got gifts. It doesn't matter how normal or whatever you feel like you are, or you don't have anything special to offer, or maybe you're really struggling right now and you don't have any money to give or whatever. It doesn't matter. Everybody has different ways that we support each other. Where I have some gifts, you might not have them, but where I don't have those gifts, someone else does. And that's how we're able to do what we do. So we're, like I said, we're a congregation of the community. We're fully inclusive, especially, a lot of congregations don't always include the LGBT community in it. We're fully inclusive congregation here in New York, one of the few ones that are. We have the Well Food Pantry is located here. TC Becker does an amazing food drive for them at least once a year. They've done diaper drives for us and a whole bunch of other stuff, and help serve this end of town and make sure people have not only food but diapers and baby formula and personal care items and other stuff like that. We have a free clothing room, like I mentioned earlier. People can come in throughout the week and get clothes, coats. We work with Coats of Friendship, which is a wonderful nonprofit that's kids led. Some kids started it a number of years ago, and we partner with them every year. So a couple weeks ago, we had the big coat giveaway. They gave out, I think it was 2,300 coats.
Wow.
We had a line almost like this, a line down the street, and people came through, and they have all the volunteers, and they have like personal shoppers. So they go around with them and they make sure they get what they need, the sizes they need and stuff like that. Then they have hats and gloves and scarves and all, and socks and everything else. And
Amazing.
so they are able to help make sure that if we run low on coats, they bring some more for us. If you're watching and you want to participate in any of these things, please call us. Find us on the web at unionlutheran.org or on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok. We're all over the place now. We're trying to, continue to grow and how we get the word out, what we do. But we have community breakfast at least twice a month or once, twice a month, second Saturday. And if there's a fifth Saturday, there's a rotation of churches that do that. So we serve about 200 meals every time we do one of those. We offer, in partnership with Friends and Neighbors of Pennsylvania, we offer an afternoon respite drop-in center. It's called The Beacon. It's an opportunity for people who may be experiencing homelessness, or maybe they're in one of the shelters that you're not allowed to stay during the day. Could be people who just want community, that they just want to be around someone, or people who are struggling and they're looking for the opportunity to connect with resources. So Friends and Neighbors Homeless Street Outreach, one of their advocates was here today. He's been around meeting and checking with people. They make sure that people have what they need, especially if they're outside sleeping. They will give them really nice sleeping bags. If they're in a place that allows tents, they'll give them tents and other supplies and items that they need to survive the cold months. That's Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, 12:30 to 3. They can get their mail here. People can sleep on the stage if they need a nap during the day. They can get snacks, something to drink, and then we invite a lot of other providers, a lot of places like Bell Socialization or CPC or the YWCA or the YMCA, and we just keep going. They'll send their representatives here so people can meet with them and get connected to the resources that they need. There's a lot going on, and it's wonderful. It's an opportunity for us to provide a space where everybody's welcome, a space where people who are often pushed to the side, pushed to the margins, people who are easily forgotten, or people want to forget them. This is a safe place for them to be, and a welcoming place, an inclusive place for them. So 4 years ago, right?
Yes.
4 years ago or 5 years, I forget if we had the ticket. I guess we took one. Did we take a year off? No, we went through. Yeah. I remember we had to follow all the guidelines, but we did it. And
Yes.
So 4 years now.
Yeah.
I get this phone call from this guy named Ty, and
I was going to ask you.
yeah, and he's like, "How about I come and we deep fry a whole bunch of turkeys and give away free food?" And I'm like, "Sure, tell me when." That's
Yeah.
And apparently, I guess places were crazy and said no to you. I don't quite understand that, but we are open. If people want to come and be part of the work we do, if they want to, serve and offer opportunities for people, any way we can help, any way we can partner, we're always there. So that's why, this is just such an amazing, beautiful thing. Every year you're breaking your own record now. And how many turkeys today?
73.
73 turkeys.
Yeah. 73 turkeys.
I think last year was maybe 60 some.
We were trying to figure it out. We ordered the same amount of turkeys. We actually think we did 80 turkeys last year. There was less donations this year than there was last year, but I think there towards the end we were struggling a little bit about giving food away. So not that we backed it off at all, just there was less donations.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we're being a lot smarter about the portion control as well, because I think we were giving away entirely too much food that may have been wasted. Because you had mentioned that you were finding containers and stuff with half-eaten food or full plates of food and stuff like that. So we managed the portions a lot better, and I honestly feel like that we have more people here today than we had probably all 3 years combined. I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't remember seeing a line the whole way down that stayed as steadily as it has. And I would imagine that was probably the first wave.
Yeah, we usually get one later on. Yep.
Yeah. So I guess hopefully we still have enough food left. I don't know how we're doing as far as that, but like you said, it was during COVID. It was in the midst of COVID when I reached out to you in 2020. Like you had mentioned earlier, there was a couple other organizations that were like, "Nah, we can't do that. It's too dangerous." And the thing that always stood out to me, there's two things. One was that it didn't take me long to convince you that it was a good idea to do this.
Never.
So I commend you for that. But then secondly, once we dropped the first round of turkeys that first year, you walked over to me and you whispered in my ear, "You guys are doing this next year, right?"
Oh yeah.
And my response to that was abso-freaking-lutely. So here we are. We're at the 4th annual 21 turkey salute. We deep fried 24 turkeys. We beat the Guinness Book of World Records. Not that even matters. And I'll be totally transparent with everybody. We never reached out to them.
That's all right.
It's more of a bragging right of saying, "Hey, we kicked your butt." And that's where the name 21 Turkey Salute came from, because we kicked your 20 turkeys butt.
Yeah.
So
Well, and I got big plans. So,
okay.
you know,
Yes.
one of these years we're going to go extra big.
Yes. And I agree.
Extra big, because now we had it last year, but we weren't doing much with it yet. But we took over a church that kind of fizzled out, died off. We were able to bring some of the remaining people in with us here, but we took over a building on the east side of town. So it's still in the city, 700 East Market Street. It's our East Campus now. We kind of call them East and West, and that's how creative we are with names. But I like names that actually tell you what it is.
Yeah. Right.
But we have a whole nother building, a whole nother side of the city. You know, at some point, if we could pull it off, you know, and if it's just helping to get more supplies and more donations, I'm sure we can do that.
Yeah. So do you in the 4C future, in the future here, are you saying that you see
I see two sites at the
a
same
42
42 salute,
42 turkey salute? Is that
21 squared. You
okay?
can put a little 2 on your logo, and that's
Okay.
good. Yeah.
Okay.
21 squared. And we could do one setup here, one setup over there across town. I know we'd have enough volunteers.
Yes.
We have a lot of
Because-
For sure.
volunteers.
Yes.
And people are always calling and asking if they can help, and it's like, well, no.
Yeah.
Not that we don't want your help, but you know, you guys, you know, all your friends and family show up, and it runs itself. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what's
It really
so
does.
awesome. And
Yeah.
I think, you know, it'd be easy to duplicate it, or do it another time, and you know, another part of the year or whatever. We could do something on that side of the city or
That's a
whatever
great
might work.
idea.
But
Love that.
you know, it'd be a great way to just expand. I know that's always been part of your goal, is how can
Absolutely.
we expand our reach, and
That's right.
and
Thank you.
and if it takes some extra donations. I'm a little surprised the donations were a little low this year. Honestly, that's
Well, donations as far as turkeys.
yeah.
Yeah.
As far as turkeys go, the donations were, and I don't know if maybe we dropped the ball on marketing it, but like you said, typically people come out of the woodwork
Yeah.
on this, and we're kind of turning people away because obviously you can see a lot of people show up to come help, but unfortunately there's not enough room.
Right.
You know, because we have enough bodies. There's plenty of bodies, but like you said, if we broke this up into 2, we have enough experienced people here. Because like you said,
Right.
it runs on its own. I don't see why we couldn't do 2 of these, and we could do 21 turkey salute. One on the west end, one on the east end. I think that would have, like you said, that would have a bigger impact, a much larger reach. How many people attend that congregation out there?
Nobody right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, that's like I said, they hadn't met over COVID, and they were small to begin with. And some people aged out, some people kind of moved, and it was just they realized they were kind of, you know, their life, that life of that specific congregation was coming to a close, which is, you know, everything's got a lifespan, and
Absolutely.
there's nothing wrong with that. And we were contacted to see if we'd be interested in taking it on and trying to duplicate some of the stuff we do on this side over on that side.
So what is your plan?
Well, the plan eventually would be to try to launch a worship community out of there. The idea is that it would be one congregation in 2 buildings. So the Union East, Union West, or if we come up with a better name, we will. But right now we have some nonprofits that are over there. We have some other groups that use the space. So it's open for the community to use. We're looking at trying to launch a youth center out of there soon.
That's awesome.
And so we have Friends and Neighbors Homeless Street Outreach. They have offices there. Taffy Theater Arts for Everyone. That's their home base. So it's being used.
That's cool.
And we open it up. People need it for community stuff. We open it up for that.
Yeah.
We just haven't launched the worship side.
It's a beautiful building. I've been out there. I've got to walk through it.
Yeah, you helped fix the roof.
Yeah,
and some gutters.
It's huge. I mean, it's a really large building, and it'd be a shame to watch it go to waste. I hope, and I know, I should say, I know that you'll be able to, at some point in time, host events out there along with gathering a congregation, I guess, for lack of better terms.
Sure.
But I can see you definitely. Okay, you were talking about everything that you guys do here. I had 100 questions go through my head, and the one thing that kept sticking out to me was your leadership abilities. Okay, and I know in a leadership position, and I study leadership. I follow John Maxwell. I've read all 88 of his books, and some of them multiple times. And you think of me, I think of you quite often in situations that I come across. I obviously don't do half of what you do, but
well, I don't know.
let's talk about that a little bit. Let's
Okay.
get a little personal here, if you don't mind. How do you maintain that I guess that grateful spirit, and because I see that I know what it's like to be in a leadership role and to have empathy, to have patience and sympathy for people. How do you maintain that level where you feel like you can continuously pour into other people?
I mean, and as you know, and probably a lot of people know, I mean, there are times where it's harder than others. There's times where you do kind of wear out, and compassion fatigue is a real thing. And I always, when I talk to people who are serving as part of our congregation or volunteers or other organizations that come in that work with us, I always kind of make sure people know, like, listen, you need to step away for a little bit because you got to recharge or deal with something that's going on personally. Again, that's why we have community. We're here to support, pick everybody up. And one of the ways we can do all that we do is because of our partnerships. That's something that is just, that's where I've spent a lot of my time. So as a leader, that's something, especially I've been here over 9 years now. I try to get out as much as I can. I walk around, I meet the business owners, the people who live around the neighborhood, the nonprofit leaders or people who work for the nonprofits. I try to get out and around all those people. I try to connect as much as I can. I try to connect organizations that maybe don't know about each other. A lot of what I do is kind of helping A and C meet, right? And I'm kind of that connector. But then, we try to find ways that we can work together. Like you guys bring all this stuff and we're here. I mean, it's just kind of,
yeah.
We're happy to host and support and do whatever. And the Advantage program's here, like I said, and it's an opportunity for them to get some of the kids here and start seeing how it is. But it can be hard sometimes.
So would you say it's more so delegating?
It is. I think so. I'm not always great at that. I've tried to get better. There are times when I will push myself to the max, and sometimes where I feel it that I did. But
bite off a little more than you can chew.
Definitely, because I want to say yes to everything, and I want to be able to meet so many needs. I mean, where there's more opportunities that we can see or are offered to us in partnerships than we can do. And I hate that. Big part of what we've talked about as a congregation is what it is to fill the gaps. We never want to duplicate what other people are doing. I don't want to start a competing thing that the nonprofit down the streets do.
Right.
But is there a way to strengthen what they're doing? We can show up or donate or whatever to help them. But there's so many areas that people don't always realize where there's missing gaps. There's just nothing there to serve people. So whether it's an inclusive or welcoming place, we have people that are worshiping with us that unfortunately have had really bad experiences in churches and other places that they didn't want someone that, looked like them or acted like them or had the type of skin color they had or, whatever. Or they were experiencing homelessness and they have their whole life in a black garbage bag, and churches are like, you can't bring that in here. Yeah. It's like, it's
amazing.
Yeah.
You do that.
Well, I mean, what I would hope
Yeah.
more would do, but that's been a culture shift. I mean, I came in here 9.5 years ago. I'm a redeveloper pastor. So I'm one that's got to go through behavioral interviews and trainings and we're pastors that are sent in the congregations by our bishops to help them turn things This was a
Okay.
congregation that was saying, well, how many more months are we going to stay open? They have an endowment, which is one way that we can do this. We spend it about as much, probably more than we should, but to do things that we do. Um, but they were saying, well, we could have money, but we don't want to just wither away.
Yeah, of course.
And so they asked the bishop for help, and I came in and tried to scare them away. I tried to, kind of like, listen, unless you guys are really willing to make the changes and do the work, this won't happen.
Yeah.
And unless you're willing to make your spirituality something and your faith something that you're going to work on and that you're going to grow together with, I'm not going to invite anybody to come.
Mhm.
Because if someone's trying to explore faith, or maybe has been hurt by the church, and was maybe thinking about trying it again, or whatever it might be, the last place they want to be, or I want them to be, is a church that doesn't care about their spirituality. So many of our churches just kind of turn into clubs.
Yeah.
And I said, if you just want to be a club, then close as a church, because you shouldn't call yourselves that. And I told him, I said, listen, if I ask you why do we do something, and you say because it's always been done that way, I'll say that's not an answer.
Yeah.
And it's not just that everything has to change. What I said to them was, we may still continue to do it that way, but you're going to know why we do it. And that's been another big piece. And part of what I've tried to do as a leader is to help people understand, why do we do this? It's more than just, oh, it's nice to give people food. Well, no, it's an outpouring of our faith, the command of God to love and to serve our neighbors, to provide for those who are hungry or naked or sick or in prison, all those things. It's a way for me to give thanks for what I have by sharing what I have with others.
Yeah.
And, so yes, is it a nice thing to give out food? Yes, it is. But it's also a statement of faith,
Yes.
that we live in.
And they say gratitude is an action word. And I
Mhm.
think this is a great example of showing our gratitude for the community, for the neighborhood, for the city of York, that has been so good for us, TC Backer. Because I've been asked multiple times today, like, why are you doing this? And I could go down a whole laundry list of whys, but I think the biggest thing, I guess, to sum it up would be is that it's just us showing our gratitude, and faith without works is dead, and we got to put in the work if we have faith, because he either is or he isn't. And I know when I was down and out, if there would have been something like this where it was like, where we could just show up, have no questions asked, I probably would have did it. And I try to put myself back in that situation that I was in, where when my feet got wet, I couldn't go home and change my socks or put new shoes on, right? Let alone worrying about where I was going to get food from. I was more concerned that I'm going to freeze to death.
Yeah.
Right. So I feel like with the insecurities that I had when I was homeless, now mine was more situational. Some people have mental issues, and I'm not saying that I wasn't suffering from a mental issue at that time, but
there's many different types. We all got something. That's why I said.
Yes, but I wish that I could have came especially around the holidays, because my family at that point in time wanted nothing to do with me, and but to bring everyone together like this, and like you said, it doesn't matter what their faith is, doesn't matter what color there is, the creed, politics, or religion, none of it matters. And that's where the core of this began, was during COVID, was because of the divide. And it was like, this sucks. Everything sucks right now. And it's like, well, let's do, even if it's just for 4 hours, let's do something that doesn't suck. You know what I mean?
Well, this definitely doesn't suck. This is pretty awesome.
Right.
Yeah.
So just to sum it up, that's why we started this, and we're grateful continuously. I brag about you. Like, this dude, just was like, yeah, man, do it. Come on down. I love it. And I'm sure you were a little concerned, because we had 20 some propane bottles underneath the tent with a bunch of hot oil. And but you had faith in me, so thank you.
Definitely. And you guys have been, like I said, you've been able to step up with some different things over the years, and it's just been a huge blessing.
No doubt. Why don't you hang tight here? I'm gonna get Jason in here, and I'm gonna get David Bruno.
You want me?
Yeah, you stay here.
Me stay.
Yep, you stay. You be the host.
All right.
All right, because I feel like
The
sometimes.
hostess with the mostest.
Yes, I want you to be. Yes.
You want me in the middle, or you want me?
You can stay.
I'll be right.
And I might come out if Jason and David come. Let's get them in here. Both of you.
Both of you.
Yeah.
15 minutes.
You'll need this.
15 minutes. 15 minutes. See you guys. All right, David. What's your name? Who are you?
Dr. Worley.
Dr. Worley. You wish. You wish. So we got Turkey Man David here, and we got Jason Worley here. Jason is the co-owner of Belmont Bean over on Belmont over in East York. And they were kind enough to be here to help provide wonderful coffee. Coffee that I learned you don't even have to put cream and sugar in.
You don't.
So can you tell me a little bit about why you're here?
I am here not just to give coffee. I'm here to. It really. This is funny you asked that, because Holly, my business partner today, asked me, "Are you having fun?" And I said, "No, I'm not having fun, but it fills my heart. I mean, it does make a difference. You know, somebody as dry as me, right?
Mm-hmm.
It does make a difference. I mean, to be able to give back, and if I can give back a little bit cups of coffee, so be it. I mean, it's a great community event.
Yeah, and you've been here every year, we think.
Every year.
All 4 years.
All 4 years.
Now, David, you've been here all 4 years?
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, I knew it's been most of the years. I just couldn't remember if the turkey guy showed up every.
Well, I wasn't the turkey guy for the first year, but
that's why I don't remember.
since then, you know, I donned the turkey outfit, and it's always good, man. I think this is great. It's always good to see the way that this team comes together and does this. Everybody's so excited to participate in this, and it just grows every year. It's always nice to see. There's always adding turkeys, bringing more and more food, but there's more and more people, because it becomes to get a lot more recognition. People hear about it. People certainly appreciate it here in the community, without question. This is a great event. I love it. I mean, I always have this on my calendar, and it's good to be able to participate with the team and to see the way people act here. And kids come up there, they're like, "Can I get a little picture with the turkey and all this?" And I think it's great. It makes me smile, for one.
Yeah.
You know? And yeah.
So tell me, what happens with the turkey suit for the rest of the year?
It goes away in the closet.
Yeah,
goes away in the closet. It comes out. It comes out for this event, and that's
special bag to preserve it. And,
absolutely.
yeah, good.
Absolutely.
Just this event.
Oh,
You
yes,
prepare it on
indeed.
tomorrow?
Putting it on tomorrow? No,
No. It's the day before Thanksgiving turkey suit.
absolutely,
I think
absolutely.
I think next year, dunk tank. For you.
You know what? I'll do a dunk tank.
Raise some
I
fun.
might die.
The dunk tank.
It's
I might
documented.
die of hypothermia.
How about you, Vic? You did a dunk tank?
I bet Ty would do the dunk tank.
He would.
Ty would
We
do it.
call it the polar bear dunk tank.
We get it easily.
Oh, I know we could.
Wow.
So, all right. Well, if we can raise enough of something, then I'll definitely let people dunk me.
Throw a dollar amount out.
Can we? I don't know. Well, see, we have a crazy idea. We were talking about this a little bit earlier. I would love to see us, because I was telling everybody that we have a second location over on 700 East Market Street. It's got a big parking lot. We could do it right there in the parking lot. So what if we did one on the east side, west side? What if we duplicate this? Because, I mean, it's about as, I mean, it could get bigger if we cook longer, but it's about as big as it's going to be over here. And it's got a great turnout, like you said, from the people.
Yeah.
And it's really exciting. And I was saying earlier, we get a lot of people asking if they can volunteer, and there's really actually not too many opportunities for that, because
The team
this team is amazing, right?
The team has it covered for the most part. You know,
But these guys are experts now. They've done it 4 years, and we could easily have East Campus, West Campus,
Same day.
same day, right? I mean, make it huge. That half,
Yeah.
we're covering each half of the city, but to do that, we're going to need more turkeys. And Ty was telling me earlier that they actually was a little slow with turkey donations this year,
Really?
and that surprised me. So,
How many turkeys did we go through? Do you know?
73, he said.
73. Wow.
Yeah.
73 turkeys.
So, I mean, if maybe we get 150 turkeys.
And how many did you go through the first year one?
40.
Was it 40 something?
40.
Because you did 2 batches, I believe, right?
Yeah, so it's been 40 couple.
So you're saying double that donation, and you'll.
So I
do a
think
dunk tank?
if we can get the donations to double it, which means we can eat double the corn and double the mashed taters they call it, taters, and the gravy, bucket oat gravy, and all that other stuff. We're gonna need more warmer. I mean, you gotta double everything, all the pots and
all that,
everything. But
Yeah.
I think it's a really good goal to reach for, because we could definitely hit a whole another part of the city that probably a lot of those people aren't going to be here. But
Well,
I don't know what that would take.
Well, there's a number of things you see here. I mean, it's great for the community. The obviously the people who come here and they line up there and they get to enjoy a good meal there and whatnot for the day, they appreciate it. But also the way that the team here, I mean, just everybody, the sense of pride that everybody here has in doing this. You don't see anybody here that's like, oh, here I got to do this again. There is none of that. But a lot of these type of things, you do see some of that. People are like, oh man, here I'm forced to do this. I don't see that here at all. Everybody's in a good mood. They understand that it's for a good cause, and they're glad and proud to be a part of it. And that's, yeah.
We're 2 hours into this. I just looked at the line, and it grew again. I mean, we're 100 feet deep.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just again. So it's a turnout.
And it's a bit, I mean, that's the other thing too. Like it's a wonderful opportunity because there are people here who need the food, but it's also an opportunity for just anybody to show up. Like, just come. You know, there's enough for everybody. Come, and it's an opportunity for people to be able to sit together, talk together, meet together. You know, meet each other. People that often otherwise would not ever have a reason to see each other.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. When you see everybody in that line there, they might pass each other on the street there, you know, from day to day, never say a word to each other, but the communication and the conversations they're having in the lines there, and just the people look like they're having a decent time today. So just even to have one day of seeing people like that, it's a good feeling, good vibe.
Sitting at a community table, you know what I mean, next to each other.
Right. Big tables. They're not like little individual seat, you know, they're kind of farm table style type thing.
Exactly.
You know, everybody just sit there and enjoy their time. And saying earlier, we got the clothing room open inside. We got, you know, volunteers that are pulling the extra meat off the bones so that we can kind of, again, in a different way, duplicate the event, because we're going to be able to freeze the meat. And then when we have an opportunity, we'll cook up some turkey corn soup. I mean, everybody does chicken corn. Why don't we do turkey corn? And we'll be able to offer that for another meal for people to be able to come. And so it's just going to, you know, duplicate itself. It's about multiplication. And that's a big part of what I've tried to do, you know, here as you know, as the pastor here and with a lot of our partners, is how can we help something grow or reach more people?
Yeah.
That's just an easy example of, oh yeah, the carvers they're cutting the big pieces. They're getting what they can, but they're going to have extra.
Uh-huh.
So pull it off.
Absolutely. That's for sure. That is for sure.
I'm just sitting here not looking at anything or listening to you guys. I'm just looking around. I mean, it still amazes me. I don't know. I just can't believe the turnout. Even the volunteers, like you said, Joel, like you, me, you know, Dave, and then all of TC Backer. I mean, it's all meshing. It's just all works. And I don't know. Sometimes you don't have an answer for that, right? But it just does. So,
That's pretty awesome. Yeah.
I've been done.
It looks like we done.
Get instructions. I was told to host a little bit.
Look like we gotta have Swirly Whirly here. Tell us about your toy there that you were letting me know about earlier.
What toy? No, we're not letting.
Oh, come on now. Let's hear about that.
We don't want to talk about that.
All right. Well, the Belmont being what, 18
South Belmont. Yep.
Stop by and see them. They got amazing coffee. They
Yes,
do
indeed.
flights
Belmont's
of
best.
coffee, so you could try a number of their different styles and
3
different
years in a
types
row.
of drinks.
York's best.
3 years in a row.
Belmont Bean, baby.
And it's not like they stuffed the ballot box. I mean, maybe a little, but not totally. They've only bribed
You can't
a couple
anymore.
people.
You can't
Yeah,
anymore.
You can't anymore, right? Yeah. But yeah, come please check them out. Stop by, get some coffee, some snacks, things like that. 888 so far.
Oh my goodness!
Wow.
So that beat last year's number, and I guess they got more food. I don't know how we doing on supply.
I mean, it looks like dipping.
Yeah.
5-gallon buckets are still filled.
Hey man, however it gets done. How's
800.
our supply going?
888.
How's the supply going? Got plenty? All right, good. So yeah, if you're watching this, you see this, you're in the New York area, come get some. Come on out. We're on South Penn Street, 400 block of, between the 300, 400 block of, that's my hat.
Look at that.
West Market, come to South Penn Street, and yeah, get a meal. It's a wonderful opportunity, like we said, to be able to be together. So one of my members told me that I should get one of these hats and that I should wear it on Sunday.
It's not gonna fit your noggin.
Oh, it does not fit. I got a big old head, but
There you go.
You wear it Sunday?
I'll have it on Sunday. I probably won't wear it the whole time,
You have to wear it for that.
but I'll put it on. So you can come at 9:30 on Sunday and make sure I'm keeping the hat on like I'm supposed to be. Am I too tall? Here we go.
Got it.
And, we're also live on Facebook, so you can always find it or find it another day, right,
Yeah.
Jason? You're here all the time, right? No?
Church, yes.
Yeah, all the time.
I'm
yeah.
one of your biggest donations.
Yeah, I broke the bank, I think.
Yeah,
but,
here. Oh yeah.
Don't tease me.
That big wad of cash. Here you
Yeah,
go.
I know.
It's
Right?
all one.
Never mind. You don't need to go to Belmont Bean. They got all the money they need. So,
Well, any
yeah,
leftover coffee we're gonna donate to the church.
Wonderful. Thank you. Yeah.
All
The
right.
burnt coffee. That's good.
Thanks.
Yeah,
The burnt coffee at the bottom.
No, that's wonderful.
Love
We do appreciate that. People get excited. But so yeah, you want to get involved in any types of these things, please reach out. You can reach out to Ty or TC Becker. You can reach out to me through the Union Lutheran Church. You can stop and get some coffee. You can gobble until Dave shows up. I don't know if there's a gobble symbol or signal or
I
something.
mean, he's a master gobbler over here.
The
so-
gobbler signal.
The gobble single.
Yeah, the gobbler signal. Yes, the
Signal,
gobbler
there you
signal.
How's it go?
There you go. Look at that. You got it out of me. Got it out of
off
me.
the rails pretty quickly here.
You got it out of me.
All right.
So I don't know.
That was
like
behind the tool belt.
Yeah, you don't see that every day on this show.
I know.
But,
I know.
I don't know. If
Who
you
gave
wanna
us
check
the
with
mics?
Ty there, see if there's anything else he wants to cover. Anybody else he wants to be able to speak. Actually, hold on. We're gonna grab Tavon here. Advantage program.
I'll bail out.
Jason's gonna bail out.
All right, I'll jump out as
You're
well.
bailing out too?
Free up
All
for
right.
a couple folks there.
Awesome.
Thank you much
Thanks,
there,
Dave,
Pastor
as
Joel.
always. Yes. Yeah, we're gonna bring Tavon off the Advantage program. He's got a bunch of the youth that he works with here.
All right,
and a lot
I've
of
been
other
I've been
volunteers,
signaled to stay on here. So here we go.
Gobble
Hey,
gobble.
Vaughn, how you doing?
Pretty good about yourself. I didn't
Good.
know.
Yeah, man. Put your headphones on. All right. All right, perfect. So we are on Behind the Tool Belt special episode here live at the 21 Turkey Salute. We're doing about 73 turkeys, they said today.
Wow.
They're already up to 880 some meals
That's awesome.
that have been
Wow.
given out. They said they still got supplies. So just because they're cleaning up the oil buckets doesn't mean that there's food's gone. So they're still I see them still carving turkeys. And I know in the past when they run low on stuff, they run and grabbed it and cooked it here real quick. And
Wow.
they get the power tools out to mix the mashed potatoes. It's really impressive. But I think they clean them first. I think usually.
The mix
They
of
were
mashed
clean, yeah.
potatoes. You got.
Yeah.
What else do you use power tools for? You know?
You know, it's only for mashed potatoes. But anyway, Tavon, you're here. We've got a number of your students here with you. You got some parent volunteers. Can you tell our viewers here a little bit about your program?
Absolutely, absolutely. First, before I even dive in, thank you guys so much for doing this. It's so impressive. I mean, the line hasn't stopped since we started this thing. It's beautiful to know that people not only get food in their bellies, knowing that food insecurity is a real thing, but just be able to volunteer, bringing the community together. This is beautiful. So thank you.
Yeah.
The Advantage program, we're a mentoring program. We mentor the youth here, males and females 7 to 17. So we have our boys and our girls out here. We've done a lot of things just trying to help. And that's one of our big things. Once a month, we definitely try to get back to the community. But our biggest thing is really just trying to expose these kids and let them know that this world is so much bigger than York. Right? A lot of kids, if they grew up on this block, this would be the only block that they would even know. So we try to show them how big this world is and offer them that mentor, that big brother, that big sister, that voice of reason, that voice that they can talk to. Because a lot of the youth, they don't want to talk to their parents. So we try to mentor them. We try to show them how big this world is and help them create a plan. So after they graduate high school, they can be successful.
It's kind of a good safe spot for them to kind of free up their mind a little bit.
Yep.
And that mentorship program is a big thing.
Yeah.
That's good. So how long you been doing that then?
So we're 3 years in. I tell people we started 3 years ago with 12 young men. We grew our second year to 60. The third year we went over 100. So I mean we definitely grown fast. And this year we added females as well. So mentoring is a big piece of helping people be successful. So no, I'm definitely grateful that we do it.
So what's gotten you into it? What particularly had you personally involved in starting this stuff?
Oh, absolutely. So I founded this program in 2020 In February 2020, my brother was shot and killed. So my brother was shot and killed. That kind of really made me realize that a lot of these kids, a lot of people never even get to experience life. A lot of people never see anything bigger than the city they grow up in and the place that they know. So that's why I kind of did the Advantage program, because I'm like, at the very least, if we know we can't save everybody, but if these kids are to die before I feel like they need to, I mean, God calls people home when he wants to. But if these kids are to die, at least we can say we help them see the world. We help their dreams and their aspirations grow. At least we can play a small part in this.
Oh, for sure. For sure. That's awesome. Absolutely. Absolutely.
I have, all my young guys out here. They love staring at us. So if you guys see some young guys come up, it's probably one of the Advantage program kids.
Yeah.
Pretty awesome.
So what do they think? So what do they think about this when you come here? What's their thoughts on an event like this?
So honestly, that is what moves me the most. Being able to see the kids and their parents kind of be thankful, kind of say what they like about it, and like you guys said, the kids really like a safe environment. So when they come to us on Saturdays, we meet weekly on Saturdays. When they come, they know they can come and be themselves. They don't have to come and put a shell on or put a pretend face on and be anybody else. They don't have to come and worry about any bad things happening. They can come and be themselves. And from that, we can start having those real conversations where you live with your mom, you haven't met your dad, and you don't know what that relationship is like. And kids tell me I'm a close thing to their dad, and I'm like, hey, I have one daughter, right? I'm nobody's dad. I'm not trying to replace anybody, but knowing that I can be that father-like figure, knowing that I can help them create a plan, help them create some goals, knowing that I can help them make sure that they eat, because Chick-fil-A is one of our sponsors, and we realize that some of these kids don't even eat. So the little things that we do help them know that we care, and in return, they let us know that they care by the grades go up. They come to tutoring on Wednesdays. They come to the financial literacy and the community events like this when we're not just going out of town.
Right.
So it's kind of reciprocal, but the biggest thing is really knowing these kids trust us and knowing these kids that want to be in this program, because it's not an obligation.
Yeah.
You don't have to sign up. We don't twist your arm or anything. I will say, if you don't come to the Saturdays that aren't fun, which are trips, you're not going to come on the trip.
Right.
But outside of that, I mean, man, it's free for the community. It's free for these young people. And they definitely show up, and I'm very appreciative for it.
Well, that's the thing. That's got to be a good feeling for you that they look to you like that for that mentorship, and also that when they do that, you know they're trusting you and that they're listening and paying attention to some of the things that you're trying to tell them.
Absolutely, especially when they don't want to hear it.
Exactly.
That's the thing, and I think that's why parents sign their kids up, right?
Yeah.
I mean, growing up in York City, I didn't always want to hear the things my parents said to me.
Right.
But what I started learning is other people are repeating the same things that my parents are saying. Maybe my parents might have been right the first time.
At least once.
Everybody, they say a wrong clock is right twice a day. So, absolutely. But no, it's definitely rewarding. And then when you start getting parents, hey, can I come volunteer? You get grandparents, can I come volunteer? And then the kids are lighting up. Oh my goodness, we gave out so many hats. Are there any more hats? It's like, oh, you guys are interested now. You guys want to do this. And that's kind of the reason. My birthday was on Monday and I turned 28 years old. And as I start getting older, I realized that we have a short time on this earth. So we can impact that next generation and get them to want to help people. I think that's really bringing out the Christian-like impact in a lot of people. And it's a beautiful thing to see.
Well, it's
Absolutely.
wonderful. I mean, a lot of people end up kind of where they're receiving a lot, especially when they're stuck in really difficult situations. And it really helps empower them too.
Yeah.
To be able to be like, hey, we talked about this earlier. There's so many people that are part of what we do here at the church. They're part of our congregation. They're leaders in the church, but they may not have much.
Right.
And they may be struggling and they may have a lot of hardship, but it helps people to recognize, and something that we always tell everybody around us, that everybody's got gifts and abilities to build each other up.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be money. It doesn't have to be, you have to be the best at this or the best at that. And one of the best things that, most exciting things for me, that when I look at scripture or I think about the way that God works in the world, is that it's usually the most unexpected people doing the most extraordinary things.
Absolutely.
God throughout the scripture, throughout time and around us, we see people who are able to step up that you're like, you never expect that person to step up and be that example, to be able to serve, to help, to love, to care, to bring hope to people who often don't have a lot of hope.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of hopelessness right now. A lot of people really struggling to feel like there's a future for themselves, and to be able to help in any way, shape, or form to help build people up and empower them is it's an amazing opportunity. It's something that all of us can do. And, as I said earlier, we all have different gifts. So where I have some gifts, you may not, but you have gifts that I don't have.
Mhm.
And that's why when we work as community, we can do things at this level.
Right.
We can do things that scale up. We can do things that reach hundreds or thousands of people. We can provide enough for people to be able to have a wonderful meal or to have clothing on their back or whatever it might be, or just like you said, a safe place to be, to listen to what they have to say. I mean,
Absolutely.
offering an ear, being
No, I 100. The homeless or the less fortunate, but the reality is we're all one race, and that's the human race.
Yeah.
And the more that you can help somebody, I grew up playing basketball and football, and they always say the team is only as good as our weakest link.
Uh-huh.
So the more that you can help people that are struggling, the more that we can actually build this community. And the truth is, it takes all of us, right? If it was just you guys or just TC Backer or just one organization, this wouldn't be able to happen. But when organizations can come together, that's when the magic happens, and that's when you have turnouts as amazing as this.
And there's a lot of time we all get wrapped up in making money and successful and tunnel vision on what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And to be able to just say, hey, there's a day like this, just to kind of come out and support. It's just a good feeling. And not only that, it puts me in a good mood moving forward as well. Because just having some of the conversations I've had here with some of these people, they just laugh and joke because I'm in a turkey suit and whatnot, but they want to grab a quick, funny picture or whatnot. That puts me in a good state of mind moving forward. And that's really what it is. It's just knowing that it puts somebody else in a good state of mind as well, even just for a short minute or two.
Spread a little joy.
Yep. Exactly. Yeah. We're having a decent time, and and that they're in a good space when they're reacting in a certain way like that. So it's not always about just the tunnel vision. It's hey, just take a minute to kind of step back, realize that these are the holidays. There's some good things that can come out of this. You can do some good things for people, whether you know it or not. And that's
my favorite part. This is free. Giving back to your community, providing hope, providing energy, providing a smile. Those are things that don't cost you anything. And a lot of times in the world, especially when people struggle financially, it's so easy to say, oh, I don't have time, or, oh, there's nothing I can give. But the truth of the matter is a smile is contagious and it's free. Yep. The truth of the matter is helping somebody open the car door or groceries or giving them a plate, that's free.
Absolutely.
So the more free things that we can do to help the community, in my opinion, the better. And the ultimate truth is, if it doesn't hurt you, why not?
Yeah. Well, and even if you don't love it, sometimes you do it anyway. That's a whole sacrificial giving, sacrificial love, sacrificial stuff like that. That's a big deal.
Those on the podcast.
No, that's all right.
No, but
they're looking for sweatshirts. Yeah, unfortunately, the sweatshirts. If you want a sweatshirt, you got to get here pretty early.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah, I'm not even wearing a sweatshirt, but
well, luckily this year, we came last year and everybody got a sweatshirt, but it was a little colder last year. This year, it's a beautiful day. I'm trying to figure out if it's November or not.
Like yesterday.
Oh yeah, yo.
It just kind of sandwiched in. This is a great day.
Yeah, this is amazing.
There's no wind going. It's about almost 60 degrees. It feels like out here. The sun's finally made its way out. Look at that.
Yeah.
I don't think it gets much better for a day like this.
So I also want to quick shout out. I want to thank the city of York. They let us shut the street down and was able to talk to the mayor and some other people, and they really appreciate what was happening here as well.
That's awesome.
I don't know if he was able to stop by. He often does, but just lives down the block. But so I do want to thank the city for being willing to, they come out, they help put the barriers up, and they have to redirect some traffic and some other things, but they understand this is, again, that so many people play a piece into this, and it's, I just want to make sure everybody gets recognized and thanked for what they do.
Absolutely. Well, I know my kids are heading out in a couple of minutes.
I think we're going to wrap up. So,
awesome. Perfect. Well, I want to thank you guys again. I know we've talked a couple times. One of the people that actually work here told me that you guys do a lot of community work. So I have your number. We have one of our partners gave us all these hats, so we were giving away free hats. So we'll definitely continue that throughout the winter. So I'll be in contact. But I can't thank you guys enough.
Anytime you guys need service projects or things like that, we have a lot of things that people participate with.
Awesome.
Again, we empower kids to do as much as they want to do.
Awesome.
So I know my kids have been stirring, helping to flip pancakes since they were like 4 or 5. And we we do community meals and other stuff. And if there's ever a group, and we said this earlier, if there's ever a group, anybody watching, anybody that wants to do anything that's going to help build the community, reach out. If you just need a space, if you need partners, if you need a little help doing it, we're here. And I know you guys are there. I know all these groups, everybody here is going to be willing to help. But yeah, if you need a space, you have an idea, you want to try something, call the church, reach out, let me know. And that's how this all started. It all started because Ty gave me a phone call, and he's like, some places have said no to us being there. And I'm like, well, they're crazy. You come.
Wow.
And let's do this. So,
well, as a disclaimer, last year I got your information, but I made sure my wife has it this year.
All right, good.
If anybody ever wants us to do anything, make sure you contact my wife. Don't contact me. Contact my wife.
Yeah, my ADD keeps me going sometimes.
Yeah. Too much going on, but she keeps everything in track. But no, I thank you guys again.
Of course. Yep. Of course. So, anybody, thank you for tuning in. When's the normal show? Wednesday still? Wednesday, 7 o'clock. TC Becker Construction behind the ToolBelt. Again, this is a special episode, and I got to do a little hosting, which is pretty cool. I mean, I might have to change careers, but
and I'm always glad to participate with you guys as well. Always thanks for letting me come on here and say a few things. You guys are awesome.
Of course, yes, of course. So gobble gobble to everybody.
Gobble.
There it is. Have a good holiday, everybody. God bless.
Have a great holiday.
Take care.